Hey NBA fans, I'm Thomas Mott. Welcome into Chat Sports, and today we have a very special video where I'm going to list the top 15 NBA free agents for this year's upcoming free agency class, June 30th, right? Coming up very, very quickly. And then I will predict where every single one of them is going to end up. Again, I did this about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago with the top 10 players, but now with the NBA draft happening just the other day, and of course, there's a whole other players as well. We're going to add 5 more, so the top 15, where I think they are going to end up. Again, all my predictions, but I'm going to be honest, I think I have a pretty good idea where most of them are going to go. We will start from bottom, go to top. We'll start, of course, at number 15 with Julius Randle. Now remember, Julius Randle traded to the Pelicans via the Lakers. He has declined his $9 million option for next year, so he's technically going to become a free agent. But that does not mean the Pelicans cannot go ahead and re-sign him for more money. Now again, Randle's coming off his best year as a pro, averaging 21-8 last season. So let's go ahead and throw up the top teams that I think he could potentially go to. Pelicans, Nets, Knicks are my top 3 here. There's a case you could make for the Lakers. I don't see him going back to the Lakers after them shipping him off and them having a better year. So we'll keep the Lakers off the list for now. For me, Julius Randle, I think he's going to re-sign with the Pelicans. I know they just drafted Zion Williamson, but you could pair the two up and have a pretty good 1-2 punch down low. The Knicks are intriguing. The Nets are intriguing as well. I think that could be a domino effect. If the Nets don't get who they want or the Knicks don't get who they want, they could end up just panicking and throwing money at Julius Randle. But for right now, I will go ahead and predict that Julius Randle will re-sign with the New Orleans Pelicans and keep that relatively very young core intact going forward for many years to come. Number 14, Al Horford, right? And this is the kind of recent news here is that Al Horford is not going to re-sign with the Celtics. He wants to essentially sign a 4-year deal elsewhere. And so let's go ahead and throw up the top 5 landing spots for Al Horford. Clippers, Rockets, Lakers, Pacers, and Hawks are all on here. I think the Hawks on there because I needed 5. Hawks are not going to have enough money to most likely sign Al Horford, but there's a lot of talk in Atlanta about bringing back Al to, of course, the young core of Collins and Trae Young and now Hunter and Cam Reddish. So Hawks are on there, but it'd take kind of a miracle for them to have enough money to get Al Horford. So for me, I really like the Clippers here, and I'll tell you why. The Clippers are going to be a destination in free agency this year, and a lot of people think that Kawhi might go there or KD might go there. But you'll see later my predictions. I don't think the Clippers are going to land any big-name free agents. So they're going to get to free agency, and they'll have Doc Rivers, and they'll have all these young players, and it's like, all right, hang on. We need to sign somebody, and all the other free agents are going to move to the Knicks or the Nets or the Lakers or anywhere else, and then we're going to sit here and we're going to go, Clippers have nobody, and so they're going to go ahead and jump on the Al Horford bandwagon here. Again, I will say this. There are some teams and players on this list that I think are very surefire things, and I'll tell you when I think it is a surefire thing. There are also some players like Al Horford and Boogie Cousins who are like, I have no idea where they're going to go. So my prediction is the Clippers. The Rockets get rid of CP3, open up some space if they trade Clint Capella. I mean, these are all different things that could happen. For right now, again, I will go with Al Horford going to the LA Clippers. Number 13, Malcolm Brogdon. Now listen, Chris Middleton has declined his $13 million player option. He's a free agent, but most likely will re-sign. They have Giannis's deal coming up soon. That's going to be a supermax, essentially. So do they have enough money to sign Malcolm Brogdon? I don't think so. So we'll go ahead and throw up the top 5 landing spots for Brogdon there. Pacers, Magic, Bucks, Mavs, and Nets. Now, Brogdon, again, would be a nice player to add to a championship-caliber team. A team at the Lakers who want to add him with LeBron James, the Nets if they get some other players, the Sixers, the Knicks, all teams that you could see going, we added this star, and again, the Knicks potentially later. We added this star, a nice role player in Brogdon could be one. I just don't think any of them are going to have enough money to go ahead and throw at Malcolm Brogdon. For me, Brogdon's going to go secure the bag, which means he's going to go to a lesser team that has the money to spend on him again. So I have the Pacers, the Magic, and the Bucks here as well. I already mentioned the Bucks probably won't have enough money. I think they would like to bring him back, and he would like to come back as well. But for my money, I was going to bet where I think Malcolm Brogdon is going to go. I'm going to go with the Indiana Pacers, pair him up with Victor Oladipo. Again, the Pacers are not going to be a destination for most free agents here in this coming free agency, so they could look to kind of pick not just the leftovers, because Brogdon's a good player, not just the leftovers, but some of the lesser free agents, and so Brogdon, I think, will go to the Indiana Pacers. Number 12, all right, the big man, Nikolai VUCEVIC. I always mess up pronouncing his name. Where will Nikolai go? Where will he end up? Again, top 5 landing spots are on the screen. Magic, Celtics, Lakers, Clippers, and Mavs. There's a lot of talk that the Celtics are really in the mix for him now, especially since Al Horford is going to be leaving, Kyrie Irving is going to be leaving, and it's like, well, Terry Rozier might leave. They're going to need to get somebody. There's a lot of reports saying that Nikolai could be going to the Celtics. For my money, though, I think he's going to re-sign with the Orlando Magic. For as much talk as there is about him becoming a Celtic, and Nikolai said he's working on a deal on an extension with the Magic. I think he stays home. And the Magic were the most improved in terms of the win column last year, the entire NBA. 17 more wins this year than they had last year. So you sit there and you go, well, why mess up a good thing? We made it to the playoffs. What if we keep the young core here intact? And Nikolai, again, a very young and skilled big man. I think he stays in Orlando. Moving right along, number 11, another Milwaukee Buck. We already mentioned him, but here's the Chris Middleton graphic thrown up on your screen right now. Again, he's declining his $13 million option, meaning he's going to become an unrestricted free agent. That does not mean, much like Julius Randle, that he's going to leave Milwaukee. He's just going to essentially go, hey, $13 million is not enough. Decline. Now you can sign me for a lot more, potentially even the max, right? This is the money that we're talking about here. The Bucks could spend the max, or another team could offer him the max, like $32 million. He'll probably go whoever offers him the most money. Top 5 landing spots on your board: Bucks, Pacers, Mavericks, Lakers, and Hawks. Again, a lot of talk about the Pacers, where I mentioned Malcolm Brogdon earlier, but the Pacers could be looking to pair Victor Oladipo up with a guy like Chris Middleton. The Mavericks have a lot of money, so what are they going to do? We'll talk about them later. And the Lakers are the Lakers, right? The Lakers have to make more money right now, only like $24 million in cap space. They can free up a little bit more. Maybe they don't go add a Kemba or a Kyrie. They add someone like Chris Middleton. For my money, though, I think that Chris Middleton will re-sign as a Milwaukee Buck. He's going to stay with Giannis. Again, if they're going to lose Malcolm Brogdon, they're going to need to keep Chris Middleton. I think they offer him the max, and then whenever Giannis' deal comes up here in just a couple of seasons, he'll get the super max, then you pair them together, and that's your core going forward. I think Chris Middleton, pretty confident on this one, will stay in Milwaukee as a Buck. All right, into the top 10. Again, I put DeMarcus Cousins here. Make the case that Chris Middleton is a better player, but we're ranking the free agents here, towards the end of the backside of this, top 15 list. It varies a little bit. So we'll keep DeMarcus Cousins at 10. Boogie, to me, I'll say this, is the hardest free agent on this list to predict. We have no idea where Boogie is going to land because, again, he played for next to nothing last year. He played in Golden State last year, and he got injured last year, and yet still came back and had decent games in the finals and then bad games in the finals. So where's Boogie going to go? I have no idea. Top 5 landing spots on your screen right now: Warriors, Lakers, Bucks, Sixers, and Clippers are all guys who are going to have money, all guys who could look for a big man to kind of bolster that team. I mentioned the Sixers there, and Embiid's health. You could pair them up together, maybe. This one's healthy, this one's not. I don't know. It could be a weird pairing, but they might be interested. For me, though, if I was Boogie, and again, the only way I can think of this one is if I was Boogie, I think he needs another prove-it year, right? Was this past year with the Warriors really a prove-it year? Is anyone going to offer Boogie Cousins the money that he wants? No, I don't think so. So listen, Golden State's going to lose Kevin Durant. We'll talk about that later. If Kevin Durant leaves, Golden State's going to have some money. I think that they're going to offer him a little bit more than what they paid him last year. Say, come on back, we'll keep you, you'll be healthy, and then you can make another prove-it year here with Golden State. And then in 2020, potentially, if you play well enough, you could be signed on for a lot more, especially any other team. Go ahead, test free agency. So that's where I think Boogie's going to go. He's going to stay in Golden State. I think last time I had him as a Buck. Had changes, it's fluid, that's why we do these videos. This is a tough one. I'm curious where you guys think DeMarcus Cousins will land up. Would you want to sign DeMarcus Cousins to your team? Let me know in the comments down below, because again, do any of us really know where he's going to land? Because, I'll be honest, I really do not. Okay, number 9, Tobias Harris. This one, another tough one. Where is Tobias Harris going to be? Obviously a Sixer last year after the trade with the Clippers. The Sixers in general are a very interesting team because, of course, they have Simmons and Embiid. Butler and Tobias Harris are free agents. So will they keep one? Will they keep two? They have a lot of money. What are they going to do? I really don't know. Here are the top 5 landing spots: Nets, Sixers, Jazz, Mavericks, Lakers, or Jazz, Mavericks, Knicks, is how it should go. For me, Tobias is another kind of a casualty of where will the dominoes fall. All right, because if you sit here, if Durant and Kyrie go to the Nets, then he's not going to be a Net. But if Durant and Kyrie go to the Knicks, the Nets are going to sit there. We'll talk about the Nets again, D'Angelo Russell, and just like a couple, I think he's next. The Nets might be needing to spend money because they have 2 max slots open. Here's how I see it. Kyrie, Durant, they're not going to Brooklyn. Brooklyn's going to panic. They're going to need to sign someone to a max. Tobias Harris will fall right into their laps. I think Tobias Harris will become a Brooklyn Net, which leads well right into the next topic here. The next one, number 8, is D'Angelo Russell. I just mentioned that I think Kyrie and Durant are not going to become Brooklyn Nets. Now, I'll tell you exactly where I think they'll go later on when they come up on this list. So here's the deal. Top 4 teams on the list: Nets, Clippers, Knicks, Timberwolves, and Pacers. Remember a couple weeks ago, or last week when I did this video, I had D'Angelo Russell pairing up with a really good friend of his in Karl Anthony Towns in Minnesota. That can still happen. However, the Nets, I think, are going to miss out. I think the Nets are building themselves too much, hyping themselves up too much. They think they're going to land Durant. They think they're going to land Kyrie Irving. I don't see that happening. I see the Nets sitting here with 2 max slots going, oh, shoot, we need to sign 2 good players, and the 2 good players we want aren't coming here. Let's go ahead and re-sign D'Angelo Russell, who's only like 23, right? Look at all these contracts here, all these players, a little bit older. You sign D'Angelo Russell to a max contract, he's going to be, you're getting him going into his prime, right? He's going to be eventually, 25, 26, 27, and still into his prime. I think they're going to panic, re-sign D'Angelo Russell, and then need one other player to fill that max slot, and they'll go with Tobias Harris. So that's how I'm going to do it. D'Angelo Russell will be a Brooklyn Net and will stay in Brooklyn. What do you guys think here? Where do you think D'Angelo Russell is going to end up? I'm curious what you guys think. Go down to the comments below and type it in. I think many of you think he's not going to be a Net, so you can say, Thomas, you're wrong. That's fine, whatever. But I'm curious where you guys think that D'Angelo Russell is going to end up, because to me, he's one of the more interesting free agents in this year's class. All right, moving right along. Number 7, Kristaps Porzingis. Talked about him last time in this video. So the Mavs can offer a qualifying offer. If he declines, then the Porzingis would decline to fit a 5-year, $150 million contract, take $4 million for one season, and then take more the next season. I don't see that happening. Kristaps is going to accept the qualifying offer. He's going to stay or re-sign, essentially, with the Dallas Mavericks. So again, the top 3 landing spots: Mavericks, Lakers, Nets. Other teams will try. I don't see this happening. Another surefire one here, just like Chris Middleton with the Bucks. I think Kristaps 100% stays with the Dallas Mavericks. All right, top 6. Getting into the heavy hitters here, right? The big boys moving right along. Jimmy Butler. Again, you can sign for the max, $32.7 million wherever he wants to go. Top 4 landing spots on the board: Sixers, Rockets, Clippers, Nets. All possibilities for Jimmy Butler. The Rockets right now can't afford him. But if they somehow are able to move Chris Paul, which again I thought would happen before the draft, or if it was going to happen before the draft, but it didn't. If the whole Chris Paul, James Harden rumors that we've heard about them not liking each other are true, which I've heard many different people say that they are not true, but if they are true and they move Chris Paul, Jimmy Butler could be a real option for the Rockets in terms of free agency. But again, a couple days, like what, 10 days away from free agency? So I don't see the Rockets actually happening. My prediction for Jimmy Butler stays the same. He returns to the Sixers. They're going to lose Tobias Harris. They're going to keep Jimmy Butler, which to me, if I'm the Sixers, is the guy I need to keep because I need a scorer, right? Embiid's health is never for sure. And Simmons can't shoot. You need a scorer on this basketball team. A basketball team that gave the Bucks a good run for their money, right? A basketball team, that gave Toronto a good run for their money, right? I mean, talk about a team that really put Toronto on notice when they were playing them in the NBA playoffs this year. I think they re-signed Jimmy Butler for the max. I think he likes Philadelphia and will stay a 76er. Top 5, right? Here we go. This is the interesting ones. I've changed it around from last week. This one, there's been just some movement here. Let's jump right into it. Kemba Walker, number 5. Listen, top 4 teams are on the list: Lakers, Hornets, Knicks, Mavs, and Magic. Kemba can stay in Charlotte for the Supermax, right? Now, he said he would like to stay in Charlotte, but I think at the same time, he's waiting on Charlotte to actually bring in another top-level player. I don't see them doing that. I said last time, I think that Kemba will leave and become a New York Knick. Change my mind here. I think he's going to leave and become a Los Angeles Laker, pair up with LeBron James and Anthony Davis, and become the point guard for that team. Now, I will say this. There is a real possibility of him re-signing, just taking the money and being the superstar on a bad team in terms of Charlotte. Charlotte's a nice place to live. He enjoys making a lot more money, and he'll be an all-star for as long as he essentially wants going forward. But I think the titles might be getting to him. The lure of playing with LeBron James is too much. Lakers need to clear up a little more cap space. I think they can do it. They will re-sign Kemba, or they will sign, I should say, Kemba Walker this offseason. That's another question I want to ask you guys there. Where will Kemba end up? Do you think he's going to be a Laker, or do you think he's going to stay in Charlotte? Go down below, type L for Laker, type C for Charlotte, and we'll go ahead and type N for Knicks as well. We'll throw 3 up there for you guys. Again, I'm always curious what you guys say. I read every single comment, so let me know down below. All right, here you go. Kyrie Irving, number 4. When it gets a little interesting here. So again, he can sign a $32.7 million max contract wherever he wants. He's not going to be in Boston. Bleacher Report is reporting that the Nets might stop pursuing Kyrie if they cannot get Kevin Durant to come. So again, top 4 are on the list, or top 4 are on the screen. Knicks, Nets, Lakers, and then re-sign with the Celtics if some sort of magic were to happen. It's not. So really the 3 are Knicks, Nets, and Lakers. Now, everyone's telling you, Kyrie is for sure, done deal, going to be a Net. I don't buy it. I think the Nets, again, I said earlier, are going to miss out on Kyrie and Kevin Durant. They're going to panic and sign D'Angelo Russell and Tobias Harris. So here's what's going to happen. Kyrie Irving will become a New York Knick because Kyrie Irving is going to go wherever Kevin Durant goes, and I think Durant will eventually become a New York Knick. Spoiler alert, we'll talk about that here in just a little bit. So that's a big one right there, right? That's one that many people will disagree on me on this. A lot of people here at Chat Sports disagree as well. I think Brooklyn misses out. I think Kyrie becomes a New York Knick. Okay, where will Kyrie play? We just did this with Kemba. Let's do it with Kyrie. L for Lakers, N for Nets, K for Knicks. Okay, all right, let's just do that overall. L for Lakers, N for Nets, K for Knicks. Type down below. I'm curious where you guys think he will go. Number 3, Klay Thompson. This one to me is very, very simple. Top 3 landing spots, Warriors, Lakers, Nets. Again, the Lakers have to free up money. The Nets could panic and offer him a lot of money in terms of the max. I don't see any of that happening. I think he's going to stay in Golden State. Golden State's already said they're going to try and re-sign him. The Splash Bros are not going anywhere. We can go right over this one very quickly. I don't think anyone will disagree here. He's going to stay in Golden State. I just don't see Klay Thompson leaving. I see Klay Thompson staying, of course, pairing up, continue to be paired up with Steph Curry. Simple, right? I mean, we don't have to debate that one. That one is easy and good to go. Kawhi Leonard, number 2. Right, you make the case he could be number 1. We'll put him at number 2 right here. Can sign the max anywhere he wants to go. $32.7 million. Obviously, the statistics are off the charts. The NBA Finals MVP. Arguably the best player in the world right now with Durant being injured. Top 3 landing spots, Raptors, Clippers, Lakers. Everything we hear is that if he goes to LA, it will be for the Clippers, not for the Lakers. Even though the Lakers, Knicks, Nets are all going to try to get him, I don't see it. Listen. Kyle Lowry, Serge Ibaka's contracts come up after this season. So they would have some extra money in 2020 to reload that team after making arguably another championship run in this coming season because they're probably the best team in the NBA right now, and then we'll see what happens in free agency. I think Kawhi will stay in Toronto. He's been partying it up in Toronto, partying up with his buddies. He went to the Blue Jays game the other day, and they did a big celebration for him there. I think that Kawhi Leonard is going to stay in Toronto, and I'm going to double down on that one. I think that one is another surefire thing as well. Same with the Klay Thompson one earlier at number 3. All right, time for the final one. Kevin Durant. I've kind of hinted. You guys could probably figure out where I think he's going to go. But again, he has 1 year left, exactly a 1-year option left in Golden State for $31.5 million. If he goes somewhere else, he can sign a max about $38.2 million. There's a new report. The Warriors could sign him to that $38.2 million money range, essentially, and then trade him to the Knicks. So that's a possibility that Woj from ESPN is reporting as well. Top 3 landing spots, Warriors, Knicks, Clippers are all on the board. Listen, the sign and trade to me doesn't make any sense because what do the Knicks have to offer, right? I mean, they only have RJ Barrett and I guess way future draft picks. They don't have guys to go ahead and dangle and go, hey, we'll trade for him. So I don't see the Warriors doing the sign and trade. They might try to, but will Durant actually re-sign with it? I don't think so. If he's going to want to go to the Knicks, he's not going to want to lose a guy like RJ Barrett who they just drafted. I think Kevin Durant is going to be a New York Knick. I think Kyrie Irving joins him in New York to play for the Knicks. The Nets hype is real, right? The Nets have 2 max contract slots. They're going to try really hard to get Kyrie and Kevin Durant. I don't see it. If you're a guy like Kevin Durant, you want to move to New York, you don't go to Brooklyn. you go to Madison Square Garden and play for the New York Knicks. I think it's very simple. He joins forces with Kyrie and RJ Barrett and becomes a New York Knick. Final question, where do you think Kevin Durant will play next season? Again, well, technically in 2 seasons because he's injured, right? The Achilles injury. But his next team he's going to play for, let's do that. Where do you think he's going to go? Let me know in the comments down below. And as always, right, these are my guesses. Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. We'll see after June 30th, but I'm sure there'll be plenty of comments saying, ooh, that one's ridiculous, or ooh, that one's true. I'm always curious what you guys have to say in the comment section down below. There we go. That's it. The top 15 NBA free agents and where I think they are going to land. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. For Chat Sports, I'm Thomas Mott signing off. Enjoy the rest of your day.